Hello, and welcome to Belly Up to the Bar. I'm your host, Edward J. Nelson, and in this series we'll be exploring wonderful ways to entertain and wow your guests. Hello, and welcome to Belly Up to the Bar. I'm your host, Edward J. Nelson. This segment will be exploring flavoring beers. We did explore flavoring vodkas, which are very popular out on the market now. Also flavored beers. Every season there seems to be another beer coming out with a different flavor, especially with all the microbreweries. We're in Michigan. We are now the capital of microbreweries, believe it or not. There are almost as many microbreweries per capita as there are churches in Michigan. Inside joke. Anyway, so flavoring beers, it's a lot simpler than you think. You can use all sorts of ingredients to flavor your beers, but you don't have to spend a lot on the ones that are out on the shelf. So for the most basic flavoring that I've done in a beer, which I just love, is espresso. Now you don't want to put hot espresso in your beer because that can be, a little ick. But if you brew your espresso ahead of time, let it chill, and then use it in your beer, it's a much better experience. So basically, to flavor your beer, all you're doing is putting shots of flavor into your beer. Now these shots of flavor can be, for instance, I like pomegranate juice, so I'll just do a shot of pomegranate juice concentrate, cherry juice concentrate if you want that, fruity flavor. You can also use chocolate syrup if you like, for a chocolatey beer. But my favorite is the espresso. It's just very simple and it just makes a big impact on the beer, especially if you don't want to spend a lot of money on beer. On the flavored beers, you can get a very basic beer and just make it delicious by adding simply a shot of espresso. So for your flavored beer, you have whatever type of beer you like to drink. This is a very low-end beer, so I'm not ruining a very good beer. But also, like I said in the vodka segment, once you've become accustomed to how you're flavoring your beers and what works and what doesn't, then you can use the more expensive beers. You can, really lavish your guests with some wonderful beers and flavors. But until you get there, it's much better to use a lower-end vodka, lower-end beer. That way you're not ruining something with a flavor, because I tried infusing garlic into vodka and that just doesn't work. So I didn't waste it. I drank it, but it's not something I would recommend. So experiment all you want, have fun, and but for a very basic one, this is just a shot of espresso, and you just put it in your beer. Now what I like about this is it starts to foam up and it almost looks like a dark beer. You get a little bit of head on there, you get a little more color and a little more body, and all it does is just add a wonderful flavor to your beer. That is good. So you don't have to worry about going to specialty breweries. You don't have to worry about buying expensive flavored beers that are on the shelf. Buy a basic beer. Put a shot of espresso in it. Grind a little ginger in it. Put a shot of pomegranate in it. Even fruit juices. If you like apple flavor, there's a lot of apple orchard things going on out there. Shot of apple juice. You control the ingredients. You control the flavors, and you get a wonderful product. So enjoy, have fun, and experiment. Great. So our next segment, we're going to be exploring infused waters, because not everybody drinks alcohol, and sometimes you need a break between the drinks that you have. So we're going to explore a great way to add flavor to water and to make it available to your guests. So tune in for our next Belly Up to the Bar. This has been Edward J. Nelson.